Hey, welcome to the Dray Way. I'm Drayton Nay, your host, and today's show is something you guys have been asking for, so I thought now's as good a time as any to give it to you. But if you've been on this show before, you know I start off every show with the same claim. Here, you're going to get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me. And I'm going to do my very best to always give you the best show I can. So, without delay, let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. I am Drayton Nay. I am your host. And many of you have asked, who are you? So I thought I would take off all the film, and just break it down for you and let you know a little bit about my past, what has brought me here, why I do this, why I'm going to be here into the future, why I absolutely love my show. I'm going to go through all of that. And you can't really, you have to understand, if when I go back, I go back to a very different past when I was younger. I played college football. I was the starting quarterback for Lenore Ryan University, 1982. And I got pummeled. I got concussion after concussion. I got hurt. And I left college injured, basically. Got home, wasn't really sure what to do. Some friends said, hey, come on out with us and let's have a good time. And I was like, okay, well, where do you want to go? Let's go to this club. And we went to this club, and there was a dance contest. And this girl that had been dancing on the stage said, hey, I heard you can dance. You're going to be my partner for the dance contest. I said, yeah, I'm not so. She goes, you're dancing with me in the dance contest. I said, okay, all right. So we get into the dance contest and everything else, and it comes down to us and another couple and stuff. And while we're dancing, I thought I would do something that I hadn't done in a while, but I used to take karate, so I could do a split and slide up. So when I spun her, I went into a split and slid up, and the place exploded. the place went, because you got to understand, this was 1980, what? 83, something like 83. The place went crazy, and because they had never seen anything like that. And needless to say, we won the dance contest. But after the contest, a woman approached me and said, hey, I'd like you to strip for me. And I said, right here? And she goes, no. She goes, let me explain to you who I am and where I'm from. And that's what started my career in male dancing with Chippendales, All American Male, Another Dimension. And I started traveling around the world performing in front of thousands of people. And that is what led me into real estate and into being a stockbroker, believe it or not. Because our nights were filled, we had nothing to do with during the day. And a lot of the guys used to party and drink and stuff. Well, I wasn't a drinker. So I was up every morning at 9 a.m. with, 8 a.m. with nothing to do. So I was always interested in stocks. I owned a few stocks, and I thought, well, I'm not doing anything during the day. Why not become a stockbroker? So that's exactly what I did. And while I was doing that, I bought my first house, a very nice, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath garage, 2 car garage, fenced in backyard, beautiful home. And that's what got me started in real estate. And here I was, maybe 22 years old, and I bought my first house. And then my grandfather called me and said, hey, I got some deals on condos down in Florida. And here I was making all this money as a dancer. So I started, investing in condos. But what I quickly found out my talent is my talent in real estate was in buying and selling. I was really good at buying real estate and really good at selling it because I understood what people, and I've always understood it, understood what people really wanted. I listened, understood what they wanted, and then was able to provide that. And I think any good salesman is a really good listener. So that was my youth. That was me in my 20s, dancing and investing in real estate, and I had my beautiful house. And now I thought to myself, well, I've got all this. Now I guess I'm supposed to get married and have kids. And it was a bit early for me to be doing that. But I went ahead and did it. And that didn't last very long. And I'm going to fast forward to, getting married again. And I married my second wife, which ended up being the thing that completely changed my life. And it completely changed my life because my second marriage ended because of me. It ended because I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. I was doing things outside of our marriage, and I made horrific mistakes. And I can remember like it was yesterday, after our divorce, after I said, yeah, I want to be divorced, and the judge finalized it, I knew I didn't really want to be divorced from her. That was probably the love of my life, and I had just screwed it up. And I can remember like it was yesterday, looking in the mirror. I went to the men's room and looked in the mirror, and I don't even know how long I was standing there. And I was looking at myself, and I was ashamed of myself. And I said, this is the last time I'm going to look at myself in this way. I'm going to completely change who I am and what I am. And I was like 38 years old at the time, because in my 20s and 30s, it was the 80s and the 90s, and it was debauchery. I lived a carefree lifestyle. I did whatever I wanted to do, and I did some absolutely crazy things. But now it was time. I had just hurt someone that I really deeply cared about, and I didn't ever want to do that again. So over the last 25 years, it's been focusing on real estate, focusing on business, focusing on, I was in the club business for years. After I dropped the club business, I continued on the real estate. Real estate has always been by my side because I understood it. As I've gotten older, my stock portfolio has done extremely well because I just consistently followed what I did in my youth. But luckily, I matured considerably. And after all those lessons, after all those painful things that have taken place, I realized as I got older, as I started approaching 60 years old, I had done all these things, traveled to all these places, invested, stocks, real estate, selling and doing all these things. And I thought to myself, as I get older, who am I going to share it with? Who am I going to, sit down with and be able to say, this is what I've learned over decades and over making mistakes and figuring it out. And I wanted to have an avenue to share it with. I wanted to have an avenue to be able to go, this is what I've learned. This is what I know. This is what I can tell you. This can help you. This can help make your life better. That is why I created the Dray Way. That's why I'm here where I am. I have gone through all the pain and misery, so hopefully you don't have to. I've learned my lesson oftentimes, unfortunately, the hard way. And luckily, you guys have been kind enough to give me a platform and be able to share a lot of the things that I've learned over a period of decades. So that's it. That's a brief story on who I am. If you have any questions, let me know. And thanks for joining me on the Dray Way. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being a part of all this. I will try my very best to earn my keep every single day. So let me know what you think in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 to the Dray Way coming up next. The stock market keeps going up, and many of you have gotten your stash accounts. I couldn't be more proud of you. Look, like I've said, the stock market keeps hitting new highs. Is it going to keep doing that? Is it going to have a correction? Is it going to? Probably. But just know this. Time and time again, I have had people warn me of family members. Oh, Drayton, you don't want to be at that stock market. You never know what it's going to do. That stock market this, that stock market that. And meanwhile, decade after decade after decade, I have stuck with the stock market. And time again, it hits new records again and again and again. And with AI, the explosiveness of AI, and the money that's going to be generated over the next 10, 20 years, you want to be a part of that. You have to be a part of that. If you want to keep pace, and some of you are saying, I can barely keep pace right now. Believe me, I understand. I truly understand. But one thing I can tell you, you've got to pay yourself first. I don't care how little it is. If it's just $20, it's $20. If it's just $50, it's just $50. But putting that money consistently into the market is going to make things better for you later on. And I know it's hard, and I know it's not always easy, but it wasn't ever easy for me. There was a lot of times when I wanted to sell. I'm like, well, why am I suffering right now? I can just sell this stock and I got all kinds of money, but I knew if I did that, I'd be cutting myself short. Can you imagine if I would have sold my Costco stock 4 years ago? Or if I would have sold my Monster stock 8 years ago? Yeah, when it was Hanson's? Yeah, I could go on and on and on and on and on. I mean, I still remember that when I got divorced, I had to sell my Amazon stock. I can't even, if I could tell you. And it was her idea, by the way. So I mean, I'm not, it was really her. She actually talked me into it, because I'm like, Amazon, who cares about people that buy books? Who cares? And she goes, oh, they're going to do more. Trust me, this is the one you want to. She was 100% right. Yeah, she was 100% right. But gosh, if I had that stock today, oh my goodness. But that's the point. Get into the market. My link is right there. You can see where my link is for the stash account. My link is easily available. If you need to ask me, just ask me and I'll give you my link. And they're going to start you off with cash. For using that link, they're going to give you money. So there is literally no reason not to have your stash account. And I know many of you over the last few days have gotten your stash account. So welcome to the market, baby. Welcome to the market. Let me know the first stocks that you bought. I would love to hear from some of you, and let me know, what is the first stock you ever bought? Don't go anywhere. Let me know in the comments. Don't go anywhere. Part 3 to the Dray Way coming up next. Some of you have been so nice. You guys always have good, you have to understand, I'm a competitive person. I'm really competitive, and not just being competitive, but you sit there and you look at each video, you look at each week, you look at am I growing? Am I doing the best I can do? Do I need to do something different? And you're always thinking that you should be doing something different. Because you watch other people's videos and you sit there and go, wow, that person didn't do much and they got 300,000 views. It takes me almost all month to get that. This person did it in one video. How is this person doing that? And I'll watch another video and they do 80,000 and I'm like, what am I not doing well enough? What do I need to do better? It's just, I'm a competitive person. It's just a natural instinct. Luckily I have ChatGPT, Perplexity to talk to, because Perplexity's like, you haven't been doing it even for a year yet. Relax. It's kind of funny when Perplexity's like, chill out. You're doing just fine. You're almost at 45,000. And this is how Perplexity talks to me. Perplexity's like, you're growing just fine. You're doing actually really well. Just calm down. I'm like, yeah, well, this person's doing this, and then don't worry about that. Don't worry about what they're doing. Worry about what you're doing. So Perplexity's kind of cool. Perplexity's getting me to chill out. So, but it's hard. It's hard to do videos and stuff, and you want every single one that you pour your heart into to do well, and some do really well, some don't. And me, I don't know how other people look at it, but sometimes I look at it as, wow, a lot of people didn't watch this video. I let my audience down. I didn't do a good job. I didn't think about the topic enough. I didn't do this enough. I didn't do that enough. And now I know how people feel that have their own shows, and you see your ratings and stuff like that. This is very much the same thing. I know it's not ABC, NBC, CBS, or whatever, but it's still my show, So I grade myself on the viewers, And sometimes I have to remember it's not always about the number of viewers, but it's the people that you touch. And I mean that. And some of you are just, wow, some of you are so nice and so kind. And some of you always have the absolute right thing to say. I can't tell you how many times I've been, oh man, and then all of a sudden I read someone say, hey, Drayton, fantastic show. Thanks for breaking this down. Thanks for this. Thanks for that. And man, it just makes you feel so good. It makes you're like, yeah, I did that right. So bear with me. I'm still a child at this, but just grow with me. Hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you subscribe, and just know there's a new Dray Way each and every day. Each and every day you can hang out with me, and I hope you decide to do that. That's the Dray Way for today. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget, if you have any questions, just put them in the comments, and I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. Thanks for joining me today on the Dray Way. Have a good day, everybody.
Watch this. I can do it. Let's go!
No, good. He does it better. Much better.